if you're evaluating Roth conversions without considering Social Security taxes, you're wrong. It's just all there is to it. You're freaking wrong. And it ticks me off, man. Anyway, I just got done watching a video while I was working on the treadmill because I work out. And this guy seems like a nice enough guy, a nice enough fellow. Cinderfella, remember Dana Dane, Cinderfella? I think that's what it's called. Cinderfella, Dana Dane, something like that. That was back in the 80s. For you youngins, you wouldn't know 1980s rap music like I know it. And then after that, it just all went downhill. Anyway, so I was on the treadmill watching this guy. Seemed like a nice enough guy. His 4 reasons Roth could kill your financial plan, or a Roth conversion could kill your financial plan, or something like that. And I'm not gonna bash the guy. Just like, dude, how do you have these spreadsheets and stuff? Like, how do you possibly? Well, he just took it. No, I saw a guy gonna take a corner shot, but he knew I was looking, so he didn't dare to pull the trigger. You can't evaluate Roth conversions without evaluating the taxes of Social Security and even Irma as well. You just can't do that. Do you know that Irma and Social Security taxes are part of the overall picture? If you just look at Roth and say my net taxes are Roth, if I download a Right Capital and I import it into a spreadsheet, my net taxes on Roth versus my net taxes without Roth, my net portfolio value with a Roth, my net portfolio without a Roth in terms of Roth conversions, there's more to it than that, man. Just come on. I don't know if this guy's a rook. It didn't seem like it. I mean, he's got some pretty good videos. I don't watch that many financial planning videos because most of them just tick me off, and I'm not mad. I'm just like, oh, come on, brother man. You got to look at the other parts of this, the ancillary parts. Look, I'm from Maine, so we don't talk right. All right, we say yeah instead of yes. All right, you say you can't get there from here instead of, you can always get there from here. All right, and that's how we talk in Maine. For some reason, some people in Maine say warsh, like they put an R where an R doesn't belong. I never did that, but I did say yeah. I said yacht instead of yacht. I always say yacht. And I would never pronounce my R's. Anyway, so this guy, I'm just like, how do you run these numbers? You have to look at the whole thing. You got to look at not just the taxation on Roth conversions, without what is the net result on my overall financial plan, which includes my cash flow. Because if I'm paying taxes on Social Security, where previously I did not have to pay taxes on Social Security because I did Roth conversions, but I did have to pay tax on Social Security because I didn't do Roth conversions, that is a big deal. If I'm subject to Irma because I leave my spouse with a lot of pre-tax money, when previously, if I did Roth conversions, I would not have left my spouse with pre-tax money, that's a big deal. Even if I'm subject to Irma when we're both married filing jointly. I mean, dude, it's like saying I'm gonna look at the overall portfolio without considering when to take Social Security. Just Social Security is such a big deal in the financial plans of most people, not to incorporate that in your overall tax planning and expenses. And think about Irma. Just going back to Irma. Remember, right now I think it's 105. I think if memory serves. If you're single and you have more than 105 as a Maggie, modified adjusted gross income, which includes tax on municipal bonds as well, by the way. Guess what? You're going to be paying an extra $74 a month in Medicare Part B premiums. And I forgot what it is on Part D. I think it's an extra $25 a month. I can't remember. But it's roughly about $100 a month more for your Medicare. And there's no getting around those Irma if you have RMDs, unless you take it in one fell swoop. And that's the whole point about doing Roth conversions. So if you have I die, leave everything to Charlotte. I get 100. She gets a freaking IRA worth $1 million. Just using that for example. And she has RMDs based on her life expectancy as a 78-year-old lady. Her life expectancy isn't very long. Her RMDs are going to be quite large. And guess what? She'll be getting more with her social, all right, and my the RMDs that she'll be probably getting more than 105. And I think it's if you go into 136 or something like that, you're paying $150 extra a month from Irma. And that's just Irma stuff. And if you think Irma's stopping there, you're crazy, man. Because Medicare is freaking a hurting unit, much, much more so than Social Security. And given, Heels Up Harris and her cloud of stormtroopers, they just want to go after the rich people. I said, well, my wife isn't rich. Oh, she has more than $100,000 of income. She's rich, don't you? Look what's going on in Britain right now. It's a totalitarian state. You think it's not going to happen here? And if you complain, they're going to throw you in jail. They're literally throwing people in jail for complaining about their government. It's a totalitarian state in the UK. You think the same won't happen here? Did you not remember what happened to Black Lives Matter? Do you not remember what happens to a guy against the 57 flavors? This stuff is happening. Oh, but they're not going to tax you. They're not going to come after you for complaining about the government. Dude, you crazy? You crazy? They absolutely are. If they can get away with it in the UK, why can't they get away with it here? Oh, because we have the guns. Okay, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Come on. So the point being is, dude, at the end of the day, you have to look at the big picture. And the big picture is we have stormtroopers that want your money. And if you're making more than six figures, I don't care if you're a widowed woman or not, they're coming after you. And one of the ways not to make more than six figures is to start contemplating Roth conversion so you don't have to pay income tax on a single tax-paying unit. I mean, how do you look at it? How do you look at Roth conversions without even considering the widow's tax trap? How do you look at that? Going from married filing joint with a single taxpayer. It's mind-boggling. Never mind the taxation of Social Security. Never mind the Irma stuff. How do you evaluate Roth conversions without looking at this stuff? It drives me flipping insane. It's like, I'm sitting there thinking, anyway, so we're going to interview my man Dustin Tibbetts on Wednesday on our live stream. I haven't talked to Dustin in 6 years, and the reason I'm a big fan of Dustin is because when I first started my channel, when I was contemplating it, and I was working with a lady up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I was sitting in a hotel in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'll never forget this. And when I was contemplating doing a YouTube video, because I knew I was going to leave and start my own business, I was like, maybe I should start doing YouTube videos. I looked up, I said, is it okay to borrow from your 401k? And I looked it up on YouTube to see it is, unequivocally it is, because I work on my book. And the only guy who came out of there was Dustin. And he's not even a CFP. He was the only guy who said it was okay to borrow against your 401k. All the clowns on YouTube said, no, how dare you? I said, no, these guys are freaking idiotic. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. That doesn't mean they're idiotic in all aspects, but in this case, they're idiotic. And I'm not even saying the guy I'm talking about the Roth conversion is idiotic, but just how do you evaluate a Roth conversion without looking at the widow's tax trap, without looking at taxation of Social Security, without looking at Irma? How do you do that, man? Look, I got my Defiant t-shirt on, by the way. The Defiant World Tour 2024. This was the singer Dickie Barrett from Money My Boston, who got fired because he wouldn't take that you-know-what. The guy from a guy from the Briggs, the guitarist from the Briggs, got fired because he wouldn't take the you-know-what. A guy from a couple of the pretty famous bands. What was the one? I keep wanting to say Smash Mouth. It wasn't Smash Mouth, I don't think. Another band that the Offspring got fired because he wouldn't take the you-know-what. And another pretty famous band, maybe it was Smash Mouth. I can't remember. But anyway, he got fired because he wouldn't take the jab. So they, whoa, what the heck, dog? Why are you freaking honking over there, guy? The guy wasn't. Anyway, and so me and Chloe went to go see the Defiant at the Masquerade in Atlanta. I got this T-shirt because I'm a big fan of people who stand up against the totalitarians, which are more and more coming, dude. And if you think you're going to avoid it and they're not going to tax you, you're freaking crazy. You're crazy, Wendell. Anyone know what that reference is? Are you crazy, Wendell? What? If anyone knows what that reference is, you are the man. Are you crazy, Wendell? What? Oh, man. All right, so I can go in here to Walmart and get me some, got to get a couple things, some dog food. Got to get me a belt because I've lost weight, so my pants don't fit very well. I got to get a couple other things. What are we doing for dinner tonight? We're doing chicken with pasta. Pretty good, but I got to get something else. All right. How dare you go to Walmart, Josh? How dare you? Hey, man, I like Walmart. I don't care what anybody says. But don't you know? Actually, I don't know. One thing I don't like about Walmart is all the people out front, like veterans guys trying to get my money. I'm like, dude, I don't like that, dude. I wish they'd stop that so much. But, all right. God bless. We'll see you.